Hello everyone, I am M. Madhvilata, working as an assistant professor in MBA department, DNR College of PG courses. In this video, I want to discuss about the concept services strategy. It is one of the important concept in services marketing. So whatever may be the work we are doing, for that work it is must to develop a strategy. Strategy is nothing but the planning for the future. Without plan, whatever may be the work we are doing, so we don't know what is the result we have to be acquired. So when we can prepare a strategy or plan, then we can know what is the final output we have to be achieved with our work. For that reason, in services marketing also, when we want to do this business or when we are doing some job in this particular sector, first we have to be develop a strategy for that. So when we can follow that strategy, then what is the result we want to acquire through this work, it is possible to reach that targets. So strategic management is one of the paper in the 4th semester. So every MBA student need to know the importance of strategy and how to manage that and what are the things we have to maintain in the strategic management. We learned in the 4th semester in strategic management paper, but this is one of the concept in services marketing. So in services marketing also, when we want to get success, it is must to develop a good strategy. Through that, it is possible to reach our targets betterly. Now we see the topic services strategy in clear. So first we find out the meaning of service strategy. Service strategy helps to design, develop and implement service management as organizational capabilities and strategic assets as well. So this strategy helps to design, develop and implement service management. So first we have to be design it, what we have to do, how to do, when we have to do. For all these questions, when we get the answers, then we can develop a proper strategy. After developing that strategy, it is possible to implement it practically. So according to the paperwork, we have to be implement it. And whatever may be the strategy we are developing in the services, it is going to identify the organizational capabilities and strategic assets as well. So what are the assets we have and what is the capability of the organization, how much extent only it is going to bearing. According to our capacity and capabilities only, we have to be frame the strategy. When we frame a strategy, for example, when we frame a strategy extraordinarily, but we does not have that much of capacity to perform that, so that strategy become useless, and finally that strategy get the failure. So to rectify this, for developing strategy, first identify the what are the capabilities of the organization and what are the assets we have and how much extent we can do it in a practical manner. According to our resources, we have to be plan about the services. Then only we can easily implement it in according to the strategy. It enables a service provider to consistently outperform competitive alternatives over time across business cycles, industry disruptions and changes in leadership. So whatever may be the strategy we are developing, it has to be outperform competitive alternatives over time. So we need not to uh, copy the competitors. We try to overcome them. And also in business cycle there are different stages, and according to the stages we have to be take a decision. When we are in introduction stage, we are very new to the market. At that time we have to be apply the one type of strategy. So first we have to be create the awareness about the product to the customer or service to the customer. Then we try to attract the customers to our services. So these are the activities we have to be do in the introduction stage. When we go to the growth stage, then the strategy has to be changed. When you can go to the maturity stage, then the another type of strategy. When we are go to the decline stage, then we have to be apply the another type of strategy. So according to the business cycles also, we have to be frame the strategy. Industry disruptions. So in which industry we are existed, so we have to be find out the what are the disruptions in that industry. So according to the changes in the industry, we have to be take the decision. And changes in leadership. So all the leaders are not in a common manner. So when leaders are changes, then the decision making or the way of treatment or everything will be changes. So according to that we have to be take a decision. So when we want to prepare a strategy, we need to consider all these things. So then only we can give a best strategy which will practically implemented. It is the one of the important concept we have to be remind when we are going to developing a strategy. So this is about the meaning for the service strategy. Service strategy helps to design, develop and implement service management as organizational capabilities and strategic assets as well. It enables a service provider to consistently outperform competitive alternatives over time across business cycles, industry disruptions and changes in leadership. And this chart helps us to know about the relationship with different aspects of the company. So service strategy with the different strategies. So every company has different types of strategies according to the different departments. And for service department, what type of strategy we have to be developed, and this strategy has to be support to the remaining strategies of different departments. Next, policies. So every organization has a policies. Whatever may be the strategy we are developing, it does not disturb the policies of that particular company. So we have to be follow those policies, and according to those policies we have to be develop a strategy. Next, resource and constraints. So what are the resources we have? So how much extent these resources helpful for us, and depending upon the resources only we have to be frame a strategy. Then it is possible to implement the strategy in a practical way. And next, objectives from requirements, and according to the requirements we have to be frame a objectives. So according to those objectives only we can assign the works in the organization to the employees. So when we get the failure in the framing of objectives or strategy, then the assigning of work is also waste. Through that there is no chance to get the success in this particular strategy. So for the business or customers, to get the profit we have to be consider all those things when we are going to developing a service strategy. Next, service strategy comprises of the following key concepts. So in this video we discuss about all these concepts. So through that the service strategy we can understand very clearly. First one, value creation, service assets, service provider types, service structures, defining the service market, developing service offerings, financial management, service portfolios, demand management and return on investment. So we know all these concepts very well, but whatever may be the concept we are discussing, we need to link it to the service strategy. So strategic assessment. So first we discuss about this. Before crafting service strategy, a provider should first take a careful look at what it does already. So before we are developing a strategy or when we want to change a strategy, because every time one strategy is not works out. So according to the changes in the market or conditions, we need to change a strategy. So first we have to be find out the what we do already. The following questions can help expose the service providers distinctive capabilities. So these questions will help us to know about our different types of capabilities. Which are our services or service varieties are the most distinctive. So what are the services we are providing? How many number of varieties are there? If there is any difference in our service varieties when we compared with the competitors. Every time we have a competitors in the market, it must to compare with our competitors, because nowadays customers are expecting different types of services from the services industry. So when we are in not in a position to show the distinctive nature in our work, so the customers will not attracted. So for that reason we have to be find out that. And next one, which are our services or service varieties are the most profitable. So we can give the different types of services, but all those types are not get the success in the market. Maybe that variety will be acceptable by the customer or rejected by the customer. So few of the services give the profit for the organization, and few of the services give the losses for the firm. So we have to be check that. Next, which of our activities in our value chain or value network are the most different and effective? So we can do different types of activities from different departments: HR department, finance department, marketing department, research department. So which are becoming the different and effective one, which is providing a more value to the company, and which one is supporting more for the success of the strategy of our company. All these we have to be find out. So when we can get the correct answers and genuine answers for these questions, then we can have a complete idea about our company. It means our strengths and weaknesses. Then we can develop a proper strategy for the company. So this is the strategic assessment. And these are the factors in strategic assessment. Already I told you. So there are 4 factors: strengths and weaknesses, business strategy, critical success factors, and the 4th one is threats and opportunities. So first we discuss about the strengths and weaknesses. So these are the attributes of the organization. So for example, resources and capabilities, service quality, skills, cost structures, product knowledge, customer relationship. All this comes under the strengths and weaknesses. So all are not strengths and all are not the weaknesses for every company. And we have to be find out the in which area we have a strengths and in which area we have a weaknesses, and according to that we have to be frame a strategy. That strategy has to be utilize these strengths and to overcome the weaknesses. So few companies have a good customer relationship, but they are poor in the service quality, or some companies are good at service quality but they are poor at customer relationship. So in which areas we are good, they are considered as a strength, and in which areas it is not good, we can call it as a weaknesses. Next, business strategy. The perspective, position, plans and patterns are received from a business strategy. We have to be considered it properly. What is our plan, what is our position, what is our perspective, in which way we are thinking, what is our targets, we have to be consider that, and according to that we have to be frame a strategy. And next one, critical success factors. How will the service provider know when it is successful? So always we have to be develop a critical success factors. Through that factors it is possible to get the success. Next, threats and opportunities includes competitive thinking. For example, is the service provider vulnerable to substitution, or is there a means to outperform competitive alternatives? So threats and opportunities means these are the external factors existed in the external market. We always find out what are the opportunities or threats existed in the market, and according to that we compare our strengths and weaknesses, and we try to utilize that opportunities, and we try to avoid those threats from our business. So these are the factors in strategic assessment. Next, value creation. I already told you there are few concepts in the strategy of services. So first one is value creation. Service strategy defines a unique approach for delivering better value. According to customer service consists of two elements. So every customer wants a value. So we need to develop that value and try to satisfy the customer by delivering that better value. So for value creation we have a two elements, utility, warranty. So most of the customer depends upon these two elements. Utility is perceived by the customer from the attributes of the service that have positive effect on the performance of task associated with the desired outcomes, business outcomes. This is fit for purpose. So when he is going to using the services, whatever may be the attributes or qualities we are providing, if they are satisfying the customer, then our purpose is fulfilled. So utility is generally stated in terms of outcomes supported, ownership cost and risk avoided. Whatever may be in services, there is no chance to show a product to the customer. We are just promising them this is the benefit we are provided through this service. So we have to be satisfy the customer through that outcome. So then the utility will be fulfilled to the customer. Next one, ownership cost and risks avoided. So he does not want to invest more money, and also he does not want to bear a risk. So whatever may be the service he is expecting, according to the quality of that service, he gain that service in a reasonable price only, and at the same time he does not want any risk. So we have to be find out that when we fulfill these two elements, the utility will be fulfilled to the customer. Next one, warranty. Warranty ensures the utility of the service is available as needed if sufficient capacity, continuity and security. Value of warranty is communicated in terms of level of certainty. So when we can provide a warranty to the customer, it will provide a security to the customer. So there is a level of certainty. So we generally hear that this warranty term in goods area. This product has 10 years warranty, 5 years warranty. It means they are providing security and certainty for its life. So for that we can get some guarantee with that, so it will be workable. So if there is any complaint, they will provide that warranty. So through that we are betterly involved in the business. Warranty is usually defined in terms of availability, capacity, continuity and security of the utilization of the services. So first we can try to available that, and capacity, we maintain that capacity, continuity. So at some time we provide the services. After 1 year he want the service from us. We are not in a position to provide that service. He get dissatisfaction. So there is a need of continuity and security of the utilization of the services. Whatever may be the services here they are utilizing, we need to provide some security for that. So they feel they are in the comfortable zone and secure zone. So this is about the warranty. So utility and warranty are the two elements in the Value creation. Availability. It assures the customer that the services will be available for use under agreed terms and conditions. I already in last line we discussed about this availability, capacity. All these are discussed in this particular slide. So customer has a uh, when we can provide the services according to the agreed terms and conditions, the customer get the satisfaction. Next, capacity. It ensures that the service will support a specified level of business activity or demand at a specified level. So he has to be maintain that capacity, and he has to be provide that he has to be reach that demand. So every time the demand is not in a same way, it will be fluctuates according to the fluctuations in the demand. He has to be maintain that capacity. And next one, continuity. It assures that the service will continue to support the business through major failures. Next, security. It assures that the service provided by the service provider will be secure. So he felt that I am in a secured way. So when he get that feeling, he can involve more betterly. Next, service assets. It is the second concept in the service strategy. There are two types of service assets as listed below. So what are the service assets we have means resources, capabilities. Already in first slide in the table also I discussed about these two things. Resources are the inputs for production. The resources are transformed by management, organization, people and knowledge. So first whatever may be the production we happen, so whatever may be the inputs we are utilizing for that production, those inputs we called as the resources. So these resources are transformed by management, organization, people means employees, and knowledge, the intellectuality of those people. Next, capabilities. Capabilities refer to skills to develop and control the resource for production. So how extent we develop them, how to control the resources, this is the very important activity, because acquiring resources is easy than controlling those resources, because when we have a sufficient money, it is possible to acquire the resources, but we can maintain them properly and control the resources properly, then only the profit level will be increases. If we are get the failure in the controlling of resources, then the investment will be increases, the profit margin will be decreases. Sometimes we also face the losses. So it is must to improve the skills to develop and control the resources for production. The skills are based on knowledge, experience and information. So always we try to get the knowledge, and through experience and up-to-date information, it is possible to develop and control the resources. So these are the two types of service assets. And in this chart, it is very clear. Capabilities depends on management, organization, processes, knowledge. So who are the people who existed in the management, they have to be improve the capabilities. Organization has to be support for that. Processes, whatever may be the processes we are adopting to provide a service to the customer. And knowledge, so what is the intelligence we are acquired, and how much information we are acquiring from different sources, all these related to the knowledge. And people, resources, financial capital, it is must. When we have a financial assets, then only we can invest in different areas. Next, infrastructure. Without infrastructure, it is impossible to provide the services. Applications, how can we use them? Information, always we have to be acquire the information. And people, all these are the capabilities and resources for services assets. Next, service provider types. It is another concept for the service strategy. Service provider can be broadly classified into three types as listed below. Internal service provider, shared service provider, and third type is external service provider. So they clearly explained internal service provider refers to the business functions within the organization, administration, finance, human resources, and IT means information technology service providers. All comes under internal service providers. So within the organization, it completely depends upon the within the organization how we are managing them. So it is one type. Second one is shared service provider. In this, business functions such as IT, human resources, and logistics are consolidated into an autonomous special unit called a shared service unit. Sometimes we depend upon the some parties, so we have to be share with them. It is the shared service provider. Next, external service provider. External service provider refers to the third-party service providers. It can offer competitive prices and drive down unit cost by consolidating demand. So when we depend upon the third party, so we can call it is the external service provider. When work will be happened by us is more costlier than work will be happened by the third party, so then we can depend upon the third party to reduce the cost. At that time this external service provider will be arises. So these are the three types of service providers. And next we discuss about the 4 P's of strategy. So in strategy we have a 4 P's: perspective, positions, so we have to be discuss about plan. So the below mentioned 4 P's identify the different forms of a service strategy and considered as entry points to service strategy. So first one is perspective. It describes a vision, direction, and articulates the business philosophy of interacting with customer. Next one, positions. It describes the decision to adopt a well-defined stance. It is expressed as distinctiveness in minds of customers. This means competing in the same space as others but with differentiated value proposition that is attractive to the customer. Whether it is about offering a wide range of services to a particular type of customer or being the lowest cost option, it is a strategic position. Next, plan. A plan describes how do we offer high value or low cost services, or how do we achieve and offer our specialized services. Last one, pattern. It describes the organization's fundamental way of doing things. So first we have a perspective. So it is must to develop a vision and direction. So every business has a philosophy. According to that, we have to be plan about the future. Next, positions. So well-defined stance. So what are the positions we have to be placed? All these will be, we have to be placed here. Next, plan. So high value or low cost services. So now the customer mindset is like they want the best services with low prices. How it is practically possible? How can we beat out the competitors? All these will be planned. Next, pattern. So what are the way we have to be followed to reach our targets? So we are decided in this particular pattern. So these are the 4 P's of strategy: perspective, positions, plan, and pattern. So these 4 P's only for the strategy. So this is the example. The following diagram expresses the different processes and their relationship in service strategy. Business relationship management, strategy management for IT services, service portfolio management, demand management, financial management for IT services. It is like a process for the services strategy. So whatever may be the diagram we observed here, we explained that in this particular slide. So strategy management. This process involves 4 activities: definition of market, development of offering, development of strategic assets, and preparation of the implementation of the strategy. So definition of market, it means we clearly define the what is market and who are existed in the market, what are their needs and requirements. It does not mean who customers in the market. When we can clearly know about the customers, then we can work properly according to the needs and requirements of the customer. For that reason, first we can clearly define the market. Next, development of offering. Whatever may be the offering we are developing, it will be fulfill the needs or requirements of the customer. So when we can develop like that, then the customer will be reaches for us. Next, development of strategic assets. Always we try to improve the strategic assets, resources and capabilities. When we can develop those resources and capabilities regularly, we can do any type of tough work. We can easily dominate the competitors in the market. And preparation for the implementation of the strategy. And whatever may be the strategy we prepared, we can easily implement it in practical manner. So this is the process for the strategic management. It has 4 activities. Next, service portfolio management. Service portfolio defines all services that a service provider can provide. It helps to control service management investments throughout an enterprise and actively managing their value. So service portfolio management mostly depending upon the investments. So acquiring the money is very important. At the same time, investing that money properly and controlling without any wastage is also very important one. It is the thing compulsorily we need to develop. Next, business relationship management. This process deals with establishing good relationship between service provider and customers by ensuring that appropriate services are developed to meet customers' needs. So we need to develop a relationship with the customers. After providing the service, our work is enough. We does not feel like that. So always we have to be connect with the customer, and what are their we have to be collect what is their feedback. If they give any suggestions or any drawbacks, we try to rectify for the second time or next time. Then the customer get the more satisfaction because we are considering their words and we are giving weightage for those words. So ultimately the customer get the satisfaction and he wants to travel with us. For that reason, we need to maintain a relationship with the customer. Without customer, there is no existence of any business. Next, demand management. This process maintains balance between consumption of services and their delivery. So here we have to get the balance between consumption of services and their delivery. So first we have to find out the demand in the market. According to the demand, we need to improve the capacity of production or delivery of those services. When we have a more manpower and we have a good infrastructural facilities, according to that demand, we have a chance to provide those services. There is a demand, but we are not in a position to meet the demand because of some problems like less infrastructural facilities or less manpower. Then the customer get dissatisfaction, and nowadays customers does not want to spend it more time or waiting. All this becomes a very tough task for the customers. They expecting the immediate services. So for that immediate services, that customer will be look for the another chance or they have to be moved into the hands of the competitors. So to avoid these types of risk, we try to meet the demand. According to the demand in the market, we have to try to improve the resources in our organization. It is nothing but the demand management. Next, financial management. Financial management helps to determine all the costs of IT organization. It can serve as a strategic tool for all three kinds of service provider types: internal, external, and shared service provider. The financial management we can manage properly, then these three types of service providers will be fulfilled properly. So this is about the services strategy. It is one of the important concept, and whatever may be the work we want to perform, first we have to be develop a strategy, and it is not an easy task to develop a suitable strategy for the organization. We need to consider so many things, and according to the situations we have to be develop a suitable strategy according to our capabilities, resources, external market, and customer perceptions. We need to consider all the things, then only we can develop a strategy, and that strategy will be works out properly, then the targets will be reached by us. So this is about the services strategy. Thank you for watching this video.